So I just came out of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I want to catch my initial reaction and my initial thoughts and put in the video for y'all so y'all know. First half, no spoilers. Second half, spoilers, because I got to get all of it out in one video. That movie was simply amazing and gave me old school comic book feel. I'm telling you, by the way, this is Keep It 99. We do reviews here. And you can just do all the plug stuff, like and subscribe, all that stuff. It don't matter right now. That movie was incredible. And I want to tell you why I think that movie was incredible. And I'm going to break down why it's probably among the best Spider-Man movies and comic book movies I've ever seen. First off, let's get through it. Felt like a comic book. Like I watched a real life comic book. Live. In action. You can see the Christopher Nolan effect. You can see what they were talking about in the spoilers when he was talking about, oh, what's the purpose of this movie? It came with a purpose. It came with a thought process. It wasn't just Spider-Man saves the universe, or Spider-Man protects the world, or Spider-Man is healing. It had a purpose. It had a growth effect, and it taught you something. It did an amazing job of hitting all the notes. What the problem with the movie is it the perfect movie? No. Are you going to go into it like some epic adventure like Endgame? No. But it did its job. It's basically what Iron Man 1 was for the MCU. This is like the reset. When we reset a lot in this movie, we're going to talk about it, but it was like a reset. A reason for me to go watch this film. It was a reason for me to go watch the MCU. It's a reason for me to go watch every movie again. It felt like that to me. It felt like the original Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi's, the first two. It didn't feel like just a hero movie. It felt like something I went to because I enjoyed it growing up. And I thought about it, and I was silent as I was doing it because I was like, I'm finna go home and do this. But I'm like, no. I want this genuine feeling of what this movie made me feel so I can express it to you properly and not lose it and have to think about it. The movie did its job well. It set up so much of the future. Even the end credit scene was random, but it set up something in the future to tell you something, gave you a hint at something in which we know is going to happen. But it gets you excited. And then the next one is supposed to be the epic. The one that's supposed to bring you back in December. So this movie, if it was the setup movie for that, it set you up for the future of the MCU is good. And I haven't felt like that since Endgame. I felt like movies have been good. I feel like people have hated movies. They probably shouldn't hate it. But I felt for the first time like, okay, these characters, MCU in good hands. And it gave me hope for characters I already loved. One in particular. We're going to talk about it. But it gave such hope. And plus, it did the same thing in the character development. It's literally the same thing as a character did before. They rehashed it and made it better in a way. Like a life lesson thing. Now, let's get into the spoilers. We finna spoil now. Jean Grey is in this movie. Sadie Sink is confirmed to be Jean Grey, which everybody thought. I had scares about this. I had little scares that Jean Grey would be an issue in this movie. That how would you perform Jean Grey with how powerful she is? And what we saw her do in the trailer and some of the things we saw, she seemed too frightening for what we wanted in a street level movie. But no, they limited her. She's young. She still doesn't have certain powers that are effect, even though she kind of does at one point. But at that point, the whole process is different, right? She is amazing in this movie. And I have very much faith in her because that's the biggest reveal of the movie. However, it set her up to be a hero and gave her a reason to be a hero. And shout out to Hank May for creating the MCU future heroes because Spider-Man will return, as in the trailer said, and Sadie Sink will obviously return too because this is her debut. And I'm very curious to how this is going to work out because basically what happened was she was his Iron Man. He taught her how to be a hero. and what it means to be a hero. Because basically in the movie, what sets up is throughout the movie, Peter Parker just going through life. He's doing the thing. We see a bunch of heroes. We see Tombstone. I'm not going to lie. I thought Tombstone was going to be seeing that guy again, I thought it was going to be very racist. So I'm glad it wasn't that. But you see him fight these villains, these Trinidad villains, the Hand and everybody. It's not what we thought it was. We thought it was going to add more Daredevil. We thought it was going to do this. It didn't. It simply told a story of him growing up, being alone, and slowly losing his humanity and becoming a spider. Essentially, that's what it was. His arachnid DNA was taken over. And the story was him overcoming that and figuring out that I am Spider-Man, but I am also Peter Parker. So one doesn't take over the other. At first, he wanted to be Peter Parker and do Peter Parker things and sacrifice Spider-Man. Then he was Spider-Man and wanted to sacrifice Spider-Man to do it. A lot of that happened. But he slowly, as the movie goes on, learns more about himself through multiple teachers from multiple people, from Zendaya to Bruce Banner. By the way, Hulk is back in appears to be maybe regular Hulk form. He lost his inhibitor and stuff. So maybe we get the regular Hulk, even though it kind of reverted back, but we don't know. It gives the potential for it. I'm still worried about the Hulk, but it still gives the potential because, again, Bruce Banner seemed to learn a lesson too. He's still scary of him, but we got a lot to learn from it. So hopefully we get a chance to work on that. And I don't know what happened with him and his son, but maybe not because it doesn't give a damn. But like I said, the movie, let's go back. The movie, the Hulk shows up. He fights Spider-Man in some epic scenes as well. He's one of the villains. Sadie Sink, Jean Grey takes over his mind. She jumps in his mind. He's Professor Hulk when Jean takes over. Then Jean loses the control over him thanks to Punisher. And then she takes over Punisher and the whole situation. And we come to find out that the organization took her sister. And basically, they don't say it in the movie, it's Disney still, but yeah, her sister gone. The last thing she saw was the air vent in which she sent a message to her to save her from the air vent, in which why she was looking for something that no one knew, which I was curious to why no one knew what this was, but apparently it was just the air vent with a little tape that went out of it. They said we'll say vent, but it don't because it took the N off and just Vermax, Vent Max. And she loses it when she finds it. She's about to end this organization up. Y'all know it's the mutant hunting organization. They still haven't said mutants yet. I was hoping we was get at least a mutant organization thing at the end. When they were like, oh, she's not mutant, but she's on the bus. You know, we kind of figure where she's going. It's hinting at it. So I'm looking forward to the new X-Men cast. Sadie Sink is locked in. She's amazing. And I'm sorry, this is might be a little more babble. This is a first reaction and my first thought, so my mind is everywhere. But I do want y'all to understand. Go see this movie. It is spectacular. I loved it. You'll learn a lesson. It's a comic book movie. And this is my first reaction. I probably might give y'all another video before a full spoiler, full breakdown video. But if not, it'll be on Make It Make Sense, where the whole group breaks it down. But this is just my initial reaction. I appreciate y'all. Remember to keep something amazing back. Something amazing will happen. I'm hot and ready to go. And I enjoy myself. Go watch the movie. Go watch it again if you've seen it. Even the smallest part now. Go see it. Peace.